thought that was the craziest game that anybody could play is football. Why would I want to get knocked around, knocked down, stumped on, and all that? And so, yeah, I didn't start playing football till the 10th grade, man. Because I was scared to get hit.
Hey, man, what's up, Rose?
Hey, what you say, Em?
Billy.
How you doing, man?
Brother, I am good. How are you doing, man? It's good to see you.
You too. Just blessed to see another day.
Yeah. We are living to see another day, and that's a good thing, my friend. I thank you so much for joining us here on Notable Live Inside the Game with Emmitt Smith and my man Jesse.
Right.
For everybody that's out there, this right here is legendary Billy Sims from Oklahoma, Heisman Trophy winner. Barry Switzer coached him. And he went on to Detroit Lions and led the way for the Lions as well. Number 20, the original number 20.
No, we had about two more number 20s there. You had the other BS,
Yeah.
Then you had.
But you are the original number 20. I mean, the one that put the 20 on the map.
Well, I was part of it, and I'm just glad to be in that same circle of Lim Barney before Barry and I got there.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Barry, I came. Then, of course, Barry took it to another level.
Yeah, Barry did take it to a whole nother level, didn't he?
Ain't no question about it.
Yeah, Barry took a whole lot of things to a whole nother level, brother.
Yes, he did.
Hey, I tell people all the time, man, like Batman had to have a villain. Barry had to have a villain like myself, and I had to have one like Barry to be inspired to go to a level of greatness that others has never seen before. And you know what? That's the beautiful part about what we do as competitors. We are very competitive, and we want our respective teams to be successful. And the way we do it is by performing the way we perform during the course of our time where we are. And so, but brother, once again, I appreciate you coming on, spending time with us today. Have you been watching this game?
A little bit of it, but my Lions. It was funny when I got drafted by. First round, first pick sound pretty good until they tell you where you was going. I said, "You gotta be kidding! They had just won 2 games before I got."
It's funny that you say that. It's funny that you say that because when I sit back and I reflect of the draft and all that kind of stuff, and yes, it's exciting to go in the top 5, top 10. But normally when you go into the top 5 and top 10, you go into a team that's very depleted, and you don't have all the tools you need. So when I fell to 17, I looked at it. I'm like, damn, I'm blessed. Hey, and even when the Cowboys drafted me at the 17th spot, they were 1-15 the year before. But you know what? At that point in time, I didn't even care at that point in time. I was like, shoot, it don't even matter.
I was the same way. Not only that, I said, they're going to pay me to do this. I said, I'm letting
Hey, man, all I can say, man, it's a beautiful thing, though, when we have an opportunity to do what we love and get compensated for it. That's one reason why I think passion is such an important thing for any man or any woman to have when we're doing the things that we love to do, because it's no longer work. It's all fun and play.
Exactly. But had I known, because I just turned 67 in September, and had I known I was going to live this long, I'd have played baseball.
Hey, I wish I had that skill set, but my hand-eye coordination was about as slow as molasses.
No, I couldn't get. Actually, my first love is baseball. I was actually born in St. Louis, Missouri, but raised in East Texas, right outside of Texarkana. You heard of that place, Emmitt, I'm sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And when I went to Texas, I didn't start playing football until the 10th grade. I wouldn't play because I thought that was the craziest game that anybody could play is football. Why would I want to get knocked around, knocked down, stumped on, and all that? And so, I didn't start playing football until the 10th grade, man, because I was scared to get hit.
Wow. That's why you ran. That's why you ran the way you ran, because you were scared to get.
I would see my cousins play who was ahead of me on Friday nights, and they was getting their butt tore up. I said, no, I don't want none of that.
Hey, you know what? It's an amazing thing how you just described that, because, you started at the age of probably 15 or something like that. Maybe you said sophomore year in high school, right? So when
Yeah.
you start at that level, you start somewhat behind everybody else because you don't have the experience that they have when they've been groomed to do what they're doing.
Right, but I didn't care. I figured they didn't call my name, I ain't gonna get shit knocked out of me.
So let me ask you this. So when you were with Detroit, though, give me the Detroit Lion experience at that time during your era, and
I had to do my thing. We was pretty good, we made the playoff a few times. My best year, 83. We go out there and play Joe Montana in the 49ers.
Right.
And that's when they was on their Super Bowl run and doing all that. And my quarterback, who does sports now, CBS, Gary Danielson, that was my quarterback. First half, he threw 5 interceptions.
First half?
Yeah. 5.
First half?
First half. Not second, third, first. So I'm mad because we ain't running the ball. That's what got us in the playoff.
Right.
So I go inside and tell the coach, and he said, okay, we're going to start running the ball. But sometimes you got to be careful what you ask for, because he ran my black butt to death. But we got in the game. We ended up losing by a field goal. We had a great kicker that went to the Cowboys during the 90s. You know this guy, Eddie Murray.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
From Tulane.
Yes, he kicked for us too when I was there.
That's what I know. Got a Super Bowl ring, didn't he?
Yes, we call him Eddie Money.
That's what we call him.
He dropped it. We dropped his last name and gave him money because he was automatic.
Right. So in my next life, I'm coming back as a kicker. Forget all that hitting and stuff.
So Billy,
losing by 3 points.
Said what?
Yeah, we had a chance. Yeah. So that's the closest I ever got to thinking about having a Super Bowl ring.
Billy, did you ever find it odd that when you got in those big games like you just described against the 49ers, that the offensive coordinator decided to throw the ball versus run the ball?
Yeah.
Did you feel like they were just trying to promote the quarterback position versus what really got them there?
Exactly.
I'm telling you, there were times that crossed my mind that things like that occurred too.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the more the Cowboys got comfortable with me carrying the rock,
right,
or they saw that they could trust me, a lot of that went out the window. But there were some games, man, I wanted them to throw the hell out the ball versus me running it.
Oh, me too.
And it was games like that against Philadelphia when they showed up that doggone bear front with Buddy Ryan.
Yeah.
Where y'all Eagles going, man? Y'all ain't going no damn well. Hey, don't be interrupting. We ain't got a dude talking about the damn Eagles. Hey, don't be talking about no Eagles in here with the Cowboys now. You in the Cowboys house. Oh, yeah, man, I love you, though, bro. It's all good.
It's all good. For sure.
Yeah. But
so you're already talking smack. I like this.
Hey, I'm gonna always talk. I'm gonna talk smack no matter what. I mean, it's fun to talk smack as long as nobody take it seriously.
Right.
All right, guys. I was gonna say,
Jesse, we used to have this saying in the locker room. It's all fun again until somebody get their eye poked out.
Right.
Hey, we're all family here. We ain't gonna be doing that. We can. I think Billy and you guys are on the same page. We're all good. We're all good right here. No fighting. So. But we are going to take some fan questions, guys. So obviously, what we're going to do is, bring users up. Obviously, Emmitt's done this before. Billy, we're just going to bring users up. They can ask you whatever you want. What's your favorite barbecue sauce, sandwich? What'd you do on the field, off the field? I'm just kidding. Whatever they want to ask you. We've had some good questions on here before, but we're going to hit it up with Rex. Rex, take it away.
You had something in common, of course, is Barry Switzer is your coach. I know you touched on it. Very different his career. He was just starting out as a college coach when he coached you, Billy, and had great success. What was he like as a college coach? Was he kind of more of a player's coach? He seemed like kind of a buddy kind of a coach.
No question about it. Well, to this day, we probably talk twice, at least twice, 3 times a month. If not there, I'm up at his house. And of course, he's 85 now, but he don't act like he's 85. I put it that way, but what sold me on, because I actually was headed to Baylor when I came out of East Texas, a little old town called Hooks, Texas, right down the street from Texarkana. I was headed to Baylor, and my last visit was Oklahoma. I wasn't even going to Oklahoma, but at that time, I was more in love with baseball than football, so I was hoping somebody called me to come to school and pitch. I was a left-handed pitcher. At that time period in St. Louis, my heroes were Bob Gibson, Atlanta Cepeda, Kirk Flood, and Lou Brock. I wore number 20 because of Lou Brock.
Woo! Emmitt Smith in the house. Go ahead. Finish your story.
Yeah. So I told Coach, I said, well, Coach, I'm going to go to Baylor since I committed and everything. So he's getting ready to turn the pressure up on me. On the weekends, I would pump gas at the gas station in Hooks, Texas. That following weekend, they was playing in University of Colorado. He called me and we talked on the payphone for the whole halftime. I'm like, who does that at halftime? You know that, Emmitt. So he told me, he said, I'm going to promise you 2 things if you recommit. I said, okay, here it comes. He said, first of all, I want to make sure you get your degree, your education, because I know your grandmother would love that. He pulled a grandmother card on me because my grandmother raised me. I said, okay. And then he said, and 2, you're going to win the Heisman Trophy. True story. That's what he said. Of course, I found out all my freshmen that year that came in, he told every one of them they're going to win the Heisman Trophy.
His probabilities was pretty good, wasn't it?
Went out of bag. I was back. Because, see, first of all, I wasn't even thinking about no trophy. My sophomore year, I was backing up another running back, Emmitt. You know this guy, Joe Washington.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Great player and all that. So I backed up Joe, and we were so much loaded with talent. What you see Alabama doing now, we used to do it at Oklahoma. But anyway, the fact that to this day, we still the best of friends, not just me. You talk to hundreds of guys that played for him. He's still got your back.
Yeah. Yeah. And Rex, from my experience with Barry Switzer, man, I think Barry Switzer is the exact coach that Billy just described. I think he is a player's coach. I think for me, what I appreciate about Barry forced us as a team to grow up. And what do I mean by that? When we lost Jimmy, everybody lost their mind, including myself. Nobody could ever understood or understand why you fire a doggone Super Bowl champion coach right after winning the Super Bowl. Nobody can understand it. Nobody in the world can understand it because it didn't make any damn sense at all. But the reality of the fact is that whole year when he came in, we were lost as a team. We was trying to find our footing. And so there was so many distractions going on because Barry was completely different than Jimmy. And we couldn't really truly appreciate the differences as a team. And so we lost the NFC Championship game. But what happened was in that loss, we got recommitted. We got recommitted as individuals and as a team. People start saying, it doesn't matter who our head coach is. We know what to do. We know how to train. We've been groomed for this. This is what we do. So we took ownership. See, to me, that's the message that he was sending. You have to take ownership of who you are and the opportunity that's before you. And we have to go out and be professionals. They have to grow up and become men. We were men playing a boy sport anyway and getting paid every day to go out here and perform. He should not have to tell us some kind of sad story, some kind of motivational story to get us motivated every week to go out here and do our daggone job. That was his message from my perspective. Mm-hmm. I can't speak for everybody on the team, but that's the way I looked at it, and that's the way I received it. And so We got recommitted. We went back to the Super Bowl. Yes, he was a benefactor of it, but we already knew in us what we had because the foundation was already laid. We didn't have to learn new offense. We didn't have to learn a new defense. We didn't have to do nothing. All we had to do is just manage what we have and grow and inspire those new guys coming in so they understood what was at stake. And that was incumbent upon the leaders of the team, also the head coach as well, and also the staff. And so that's what I learned from Barry Switzer, and that's what I appreciate about him. And so, but I don't appreciate, he benched me one time. He benched me one time. And it ain't have nothing to do with me, but he did. but that's okay. That's okay. He's a great coach. I loved him. Still do. Wish him the very best as it is because he was a good man. He was a good man. And at the end of the day, you cannot get mad at good men and good people.
Put it this. If you ask 100 players that played for Coach Swisher during their time, 99 of them would take a bullet right now. I would right now. Because I know what it meant in my life, not just me, hundreds of guys that played for him.
Right.
Yeah. Good answers, guys. Billy, great to get a chance to hear you talk and make your acquaintance. Emmitt, always an honor, and hopefully we'll talk to you here maybe next week.
That's the one thing I loved about Switzer is, yes, he was a player coach. He took care of his players, made sure if you was aching and hurting and so forth that he took care of you. But it was incumbent upon you to know what you needed to do to push yourself to become the best version of yourself. I mean, if you have to rely on people all the time to be pushing you and challenging you and pushing your buttons in order to be motivated that way, then you're too dependent. You're not independent. And at the end of the day, becoming independent is what we all strive for when we left our parents and so forth, to become independent. And so why would you be leaving your mom and dad and go into a world where you are trained and have been taught and have learned so many different skill sets through this game called football, to where now you're dependent on somebody to motivate your ass, to get up and go train, to get up and go work hard, to get up there and go study your playbook, to get up there and get mentally prepared, physically prepared to go play the game where they're paying you millions of dollars to do it.
No question about it.
It's all about the grind. It's all about the grind. All right, Billy, you brought up a good point right there, and that's going to be one of our burning questions. We do this segment called It's One Burning Question. We'll have you answer it in just a couple of minutes. But I want you guys to kind of get your wheels turning a little bit and thinking about this. I had one question in my head, but I'm going to change it. You brought up the Heisman, and obviously you won it. But the one burning question, and if you guys want to jump the queue, the users want to jump the queue, is if there's one winner, or I should say one player that didn't win the Heisman, who is the best player that never win a Heisman? Now think about that. I know it's going to be a tough one for you guys. Emmitt is already thinking about that. I know you guys are thinking about that. I know that's probably an endless list. So just think about that. Let your wheels turn a little bit. I'll let that simmer. And if users want to come up and give their ideas, you definitely can. Make sure you jump the queue. And speaking about jump the queue, our next user is Wheels22. He did use jump the queue, use those trivia points. Like I said, it's a fast pass. So Wheels is up, and he used the jump the queue. So congratulations on that, my man.
My question to both of you, Emmitt and Billy, did you actually have a favorite running back that you actually played against? Did you actually have someone that you really enjoyed playing against when you both played your lovely careers?
Go ahead, Billy.
Yeah, well, it was several, because playing that position, I knew what it took to trying to get to the next level. But I'm gonna tell you one, and we're friends today. Hadn't saw him in a while. I call him 99. That's Tony Dorsett.
Yeah.
Monday night game, went 99 yards on
Minnesota.
That's what it is, Emmitt. That's it, Emmitt. You're right. Yeah, Minnesota. That's right.
Well, for me, I've always enjoyed going. I mean, like Billy said, there's been every time you go up against a team, they have a back over there, a starting back, and you knew that starting back had abilities of having a great game. And so for me, it was Barry all day. It was Barry, then it was Thurman, then it was Jerome Brown, it was Marshall Faulk. I mean,
a whole bunch of
it was a whole bunch of guys during my era. I mean, when you start thinking about it. And so, yeah, but Barry was the guy. And the reason why Barry was the guy, because he was the man. He was the best back in the National Football League during that time. And so in order to be considered the best, you had to outduel the best. And even in our matchups, I was always motivated, sitting on the sideline, watching the film, watching the game, and watching what he was doing. And he was doing some amazing things on the football field. And so I was motivated to be the best version for my team and bring what I could bring to the table. I wasn't trying to be like him. I was just trying to outduel him and trying to just keep up with him, if not beat him in that regards. A friendly competition, because I have so much respect for the guy. Still to this day, I may carry the all-time leading rusher record, but when I look at Barry Sanders, I still think he might be the best position in terms of what he brought to the table. His flashiness, he made some big runs, big plays, an explosive back. Now, he wasn't no third down back like I was. I was a first, second, and third down back. I was a short yardage back. I was a guy that you can get the ball to, whether it's in open field or down in the short yardage situation or goal line situation. That was my skill set. It may not have been his skill set, but we both brought something different to the table. But I love going up against him because I knew that I had to be prepared week in and week out every time I faced him.
Nice. And yeah, I love watching both of you play, and it was an honor to actually speak to you, Billy. I wish you all the best. Emmitt, once again, great to talk to you again. And all I can say is go Cowboys.
Billy, we just got to make sure they know about your barbecue place. That's what I'm talking about. All the way from anywhere in the world, we want to make sure that everyone knows about Billy Sims Barbecue. So make sure you go check that out if you're in the Oklahoma area, folks. So we got our next user coming up right now. Allison, take it away.
I was actually about to say, should I ask a motivational locker room question or talk about barbecue? So I have a feeling that was just a good segue to talk about barbecue. So Billy, how did you get and what was your inspiration to get into the barbecue business?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question. Well, been at it about 18 years. When I first was approached about doing it, I didn't want to be involved in it because I didn't want to put my name on a restaurant, especially in Oklahoma. And the fact that find out the food wasn't good on a certain day or whatever, they're gonna be looking at me, not my business partner who I have to this day. We've been at it about 18 years with a lot of great people on staff to make it work.
So, well, I've been to a lot of states with supposedly famous barbecue, and it's hard coming from Texas and going elsewhere and having the right sauce and some good barbecue. So I'm gonna check you out and make sure that it meets my expectations of someone coming from Texas and giving the world barbecue.
Well, and when you do check it out, Miss Allison, make sure you chime back on know how great it is, because I'm sure it's going to be good.
I sure will.
I know you're comparing out-of-state barbecue to Texas barbecue. And since I've been in Texas, Texas to me, that's barbecue. I'd have been to Kansas City, then had that up there in the Kansas City, Carolina. I've been to Carolina, had a Carolina Honeys and all that kind of stuff. And I'm from Florida itself, but Texas
probably vinegar base.
Huh?
I said Carolina's probably vinegar base.
Yeah, and that was like I'm not having barbecue outside of Texas. So once I had the North Carolina stuff, so
but at least you got a chance to experience it though.
Yeah,
I live in Austin, so we have Franklin's barbecue here, and so a tiny bit spoiled, but enjoy having new food in various places. So good to know you took something valuable from Texas and spread it around the United States.
Well, yeah. Also, Walmart carried the barbecue sauce, so you can try that too.
I'm gonna have to go get some and put it on my Texas ribs. Then when I smoke my ribs, I'm gonna have to try that.
I love it.
Just
I
give
love
me
it.
the address and I'll ship you some.
No, I'm gonna go pay for it. I'm gonna go
No,
pay for it because
no, no,
you're
no,
gonna get
no,
the benefits from it. I don't need it for free. I'm gonna go ahead and pay for it.
no. It feel better when you don't pay for it.
Well, I'm gonna wait and hear what y'all say. The best college player to never win the Heisman, but I have my vote ready, so we'll see how it compares.
Okay.
All right.
Because I basically moved back from 10 years outside of the United States to watch Vince Young beat up on USC kind of all by himself. So, I've
Yep.
got a favorite.
Yep. You just told me who your favorite was already. All good.
I'm sneaky that way. Thank you so much for having me, Emmitt and Billy. Nice to meet you. And I'm going to definitely check out your sauce and hopefully get up north and get some barbecue.
Thank
Okay.
you
Much.
She just kind of segued into it, guys. I know the wheels are turning a little bit. I know this list and players could be endless right now, but the one burning question this week is who is the best college football player never to win the Heisman?
Wow.
I can kick it off if you want me to. I got one in my mind.
Go ahead, kick it off.
I might be a little biased. Emmitt, I like Tennessee. It's got to be Peyton Manning, right?
No,
Peyton Manning's got to be up there.
Yeah, he's up there.
he's up there. I don't know if he's the best.
Oh, Rocky Top, baby. Come on now.
Well, you've been biased, but that's okay. I get it.
That's okay. I understand that.
Justin brought up a very good point. Vince Young had one heck of a year that year and probably could have won the Heisman. Probably should have won the Heisman.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, is there someone from your era that you think that probably could have won it besides yourself?
I'm glad I didn't. Because if I would have won the Heisman, I'd probably been a top 5, top 10 pick, and I wouldn't be with the Cowboys right now. So I'm damn happy I didn't win the Heisman. They can keep it. That's my.
But yeah, that's I don't know, man. I was thinking about that question, and there was a couple of guys that kind of popped into my head, and it's all subjective, honestly, because when you see some of these guys on the field, and the Heisman voting, it's voted on by the media, so it's
Right.
like it's kind of like the Hall of Fame thing, where I bet if you had players voting for it, I guarantee you there'd be different winners for the Heisman every single year.
There's no doubt. There will be different winners every year. I mean, because you're right, it's very subjective. Initially, you would think that the Heisman Trophy generally goes to quarterbacks and so forth, backs, and you leave out some wide receivers, and barely DBs get a chance to win the Heisman, but some have. Special teams guys rarely get a chance to win a Heisman, yet some have. And so, but it's very subjective, very subjective. It's kind of hard to say who's the best player to never have won the Heisman. Period.
Yeah.
You're right about that, Emmitt. I look back at a guy I helped recruit to Oklahoma, Marcus Dupree.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Real.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah.
You talking about a freak of nature. At 6'3", 230 in high school, and ran a 4.3 40. When I first met him, we flew to Mississippi, Philadelphia, Mississippi. That's where he's from. I thought he was a tight end. I said, when I met him, I thought he was a tight end. I said, this guy can't be doing all that. And watch some film on it, man, it's just like a grown man playing with boys out there.
Yeah. He was. At 6'3", 230 in high school. I mean, imagine that the size of most high school kids. You'd be lucky to get somebody. The biggest player might be 235, 245, and he had to be an overweight player to play that.
Right.
But to try to stop something like that coming downhill,
unreal.
But he was built too. You look at the photos and videos of him; he was built.
No,
like
he was lifting pine trees.
Yeah.
He was He was slinging hay. He was doing all the stuff that needed to be done. What's up, Herb?
So, I mean, yeah, that's a good one. I never thought about that. And yeah, that's incredible. So, yeah, I mean, guys, like I said, it's subjective. That list can go on and on and on, and that argument is endless. I mean, you could bring up anyone's name and trigger everything like that. But thank you guys so much for chiming in.
Guys that won, they probably should have never won it. So I don't even know what the score is. I walked out of the suite, and I don't even know what the score is. I hope we're winning.
It's 6-3. We win.
6-3. Who has the 6?
The Lions.
The Lions have 6, and we have 3 points. Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding.
Did they? Are we at halftime yet?
Yes, halftime.
Who has the ball?
We got it first.
We have the ball right now.
We just fumbled.
D? Is that D? I know that daggone voice. I know that voice. hey, but shit. Damn, we gotta get for his ass. So Billy, you know what, Billy? I'm just gonna say thank you, man.
No, thank you.
Out of my heart coming on, sharing with the fans and everyone else. Have a blessed week, my brother. And I'm gonna work on I'm gonna put you on that list for the at Emmitt's when I get the grand opening. And Jeff, you be good. Have a blessed week.
Okay, you too.
Thank you.